the conservative side always gets mad at me, but I do believe in systemic racism. I do believe that our system is racist towards black people. Maybe not so much today. I think now it's actually kind of skewed where people are more racist towards white people. But there was a day and age where black people, even when they're arrested for the same crime as a white person, let's say it's a drug crime, oftentimes get longer sentences and get guilty more. So, I mean, you know, for me, just mathematically, I do think that we have a system that is skewed that goes against black people. I really do believe that.
Yeah, to piggyback on what you said, this is what I think what's going on. There is a system that is set up to keep black people from thriving in this country.
Yes, I agree.
I firmly believe that.
But it goes both ways. The way they think, the politics, our politicians, our media, they paint a picture of something to black people, imagery that is not really there, and it imprisons them, and they don't think they have an opportunity in life. And that hurt me a majority of my adult life because I was feeling that way. Because my mom used to tell me the horror stories about Jim Crow and all that, and that really affected me until I got older and I was able to overcome it. And I was like, most of the garbage that they're pushing today, I said, no, it doesn't exist. Yeah, you might start lower in life like we did. Like our first house, we didn't have a bathroom. And the second house, I don't even know how that shit's still standing. It's like horrible. Black people probably are, but a lot of people in a lot of positions, you know, they're not born with a silver spoon up their ass. But if you work hard, make good decisions, you might take you longer for certain other people, but you'll get there.
You're 100% right. Yeah. No, if you want to be successful, you can be successful no matter your skin color. But so my daddy's a bail bondsman. I grew up in a bail bond office.
I want to ask you about that.
Yeah, no, we'll get into it. But my point is I was such a bad kid, he couldn't get any babysitters. So my dad would just get ex-convicts to wait, my girlfriend's saying something. What?
We'll just cut this out.
Oh,
I'm just signaling her to be like, hey.
Oh, I will get a drink. Okay, let me tell the story. Okay, let me go back to this. Okay. So I grew up in a bail bond office, and I was too bad of a kid. My dad, anytime we got a babysitter, they would quit like in 2 hours.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So my dad would always get the ex-convicts to babysit me. Literally, you know,
the ones he busted.
Once he just got out of jail, they'd say, "Hey, you watch my badass kid. I got to go on a date." You know, I had my single dad, a single father, and we used to ride around, and you know, this black guy is named Blind, and rest in peace, he died. He was shot, and he was shot at his apartment complex. And I used to ride in the car and get pulled over. He was shot in his apartment complex, grabbing the keys out of his jacket to go into his car. Was shot and killed by a cop when I was a young kid. So I'm saying I was affected by this. You know, listen, George Floyd's a crackhead, was on fentanyl, but there are black people that get shot by cops. Like, let's just be real. You know, it does happen.
That stuff does happen, but what delegitimizes that is when they prop up George Floyd.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that's just the way it is.
Did y'all
I mean,
ever see
it happens.
Did you ever see his porn tape?
No.
Yeah, I did.
You're
We looked
kidding
at
me.
it. Yeah, we did.
Yeah, y'all looked at it.
That dude was hung like a horse.
Dude, like a horse, dude. I mean, I was made me feel very insecure when I saw that. I didn't know they grow that long. I thought there
It
was
was all big and black.
dude, it was dark, dude. It looked like a black hole. I mean,
He got
it was
his
like,
black face.
He's just yeah. Black cocks could be scary for a lot of people. Big black cock just looking at you.
yes. And he was not light skinned, you know. I mean, it was black like the night. I mean, it was. I can see that penis right now. But that's what the media does is they lift up a guy that's doing amateur porn videos, right? You know, and they make him a hero. They have murals all over Houston. Steven Jackson, who's supposedly his twin or his cousin, got mad at me because I made some comment about how he overdosed. It's like these people defend this guy no matter what.
Yeah.
Yet he's using a fake $20 bill. He's using a counterfeit $20 bill.
Grown man.
And he took the pills. I say medicine. He took the fentanyl so he wouldn't get busted with fentanyl.
Yeah.
That's what happened. I mean, and now Derek Chauvin is, you know, I'm not saying he's some perfect guy, but now he's going to jail for 20 years. Even the cops are just standing around there. Their lives are ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would at least roll the nigga over on his side or something.
I mean, you know, let's be real. He was probably ODing. He probably should have called an ambulance. But
Yeah, that's why they showed up.
Yeah.
You see the Permex showed up and he was still down. They had called him. They knew it was ODing.
Yeah.
That's why they let him out the car because he
If
said he
I'm
couldn't
a
breathe.
white-
So if he's ODing, you got him cuffed. All right, just set him up. Just let him
If
die in
I'm
front of
a
everybody.
white police officer in our political climate, if a Negro saying he can't breathe, I'm rolling that nigga on his side.
yeah, I'm giving him an oxygen mask. I mean, it's just that. I mean,
I'm gonna do everything I can because I'm white.
yeah.
They're gonna paint me in a bad light. They're gonna spin things.
They
They're
even
gonna
got that
gaslight
Chinese
everybody.
cop. That Chinese cop.
Yeah.
I mean, he's toast.
And it was a black cop there too.
He was
Nah,
light skinned too. They got him too.
Yeah.
That's the world we live in, though, right?
Yeah,
And like they just prosecuted Hunter Biden and Donald Trump. And I was thinking about this conspiracy because I thought Donald Trump was going to get not guilty. What did you guys think?
I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Hey, when I saw
I thought it was
Trump,
gonna be a hung jury.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I thought one person would have some sense in that jury and say, I'm not
Out of
convicted.
12, you would think it would be one.
and Trump said Mother Teresa can't beat these charges.
He said that.
He did. He walked out there and said, Mother Teresa cannot be this.
You know what? Trump was sitting in court looking at that jury and said, "Yeah, I'm screwed."
They were all Democrats.
Yeah. The judge's daughter works for freaking AOC or whatever.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
all Democrats. Of course they're going to get found guilty.
But and now, but so in my mind, I was like, no way, Trump's going to go to jail. But now I'm like, they're going to put his ass in jail.
I think so, but it's going to make people more want to
Oh, it's going to help him. You're
It's
right.
gonna galvanize
He's going to raise
people.
another $50 million.
Yeah.
No, you're right. And I do think Trump will get the most votes, but I think he could lose again because they're going to cheat. Y'all know 2020 was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of elections. When I wanted to sleep that night, I was like, yep, we got
Trump's
this.
up.
We got this. Yeah, I remember
So-
being at a party.
I even heard CNN say, "Yeah, this is going just like the last election."
Yeah.
They
yeah.
said that on CNN. I said, "Yep, I'm cutting it off."
Yeah,
It's
I'm
been a
going to
great
sleep.
night.
And then y'all know this stat, and not a lot of people know this, but when it came to in-person voting the day of the election, Donald Trump won all 50 states, even California, even New York. When it came to mail-in ballots,
Yeah.
Yep.
Joe Biden won all 50 states, even Texas, even
Like
Florida.
Trump, nobody with a mail-in ballot voted for Trump.
No way. And they had illegal immigrants, dead people voting for him.
Yeah.
They're going to
And
do it.
they said Joe Biden won less counties than Barack Obama did.
Yeah, and you're
And
telling
he gets way more votes than
And
Obama.
y'all remember Obama was the most popular guy ever.
Yeah, everybody liked
And
him.
you couldn't walk down the street in 2008 or 2012 without somebody wearing an Obama shirt.
Right.
Kind of like how Trump had the MAGA hat. Obama
Right.
had the merch game.
Right.
And Andrew Schultz, all these guys have jokes about it. Nobody wears Joe Biden merch. When have
Right.
y'all ever seen somebody wearing a Joe
I never
Biden
see
shirt?
it. And you know what's crazy? He got the most votes ever, 81 million votes. But every time he did a speech on MSNBC, CNN, or a liberal network, he got more dislikes than likes. And
No,
then
on
soon
YouTube.
Yeah, on
after
YouTube.
that,
Yeah,
soon
they
after
took all
that,
the-
they
yeah.
took away the dislike button.
Yeah, he's the most unlikable guy. And really,
He's booed everywhere.
but I'm saying now, this is maybe a controversial take. I feel sorry for Joe Biden.
Fuck Joe Biden.
I know,
Fuck
but
him and his family.
I know. Well, when Hunter's smoking crack, actually, I wouldn't mind hanging out with Hunter. Seems
He'd
like
be
a
a
fun
lot of
guy. Yeah,
fun.
he seems. I'd love it if he came to Vegas and let's go party. But Joe Biden is dude. He's basically dead. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
corpse right now.
Did
Yeah.
he take a dump standing up the other
That's
day
what
in
they
Albany?
said. They said he shit his pants. You know,
He's
literally.
like, "Man, I gotta go to the bathroom."
Yeah, for D-Day, he did a dump.
He forgot where he was at.
That
too.
was crazy.
You know, but who gives a damn? We should should be able to be politically incorrect. That's
Right.
what's ruining society is that we
right.
have to be so politically correct all the
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
It's like, you know what? Everybody had a racist grandfather. Everybody had a racist somebody. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying racism is good, but guys, we should be real. Like we should just be real instead of hiding our true feelings. I think that's what's so
But I
wrong.
think they say racism only exists in white people. Bullshit. The most racist people I've come across is black folks.
Are you kidding? Have you ever seen one? Go to Anthony Cumia's Twitter. You guys know who Anthony Cumia is?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
He posts more videos of Chinese and black people fighting. Y'all ever seen that? Yeah, it's
I
like-
haven't seen him.
Chinese and black people hate each other.
Well, that's because everybody hates black people.
Well, I'm just saying, but because all of Rodney King and stuff. But there's videos of a black man just punching a Chinese woman. There's Chinese men shooting black. I'm just saying, you know, the
Yeah.
races get. We have strife. You know, that's just that's the real dope, as they say, the Hunter Biden dope. Like you know, that's the real. There is racial tension but this is the other thing is they want to say America is the most racist place. You know, it's so racist. Nobody ever goes to the grocery store and they say, "Oh, I'm not going to check out your groceries because you're black," right? You
Right,
know what I'm
right.
saying?
Yeah,
It's
right.
not. You know,
Yeah.
maybe one crazy person might yell the N-word at you, but really, most people don't care. I'm saying most
I've
people.
never had that happen.
Well,
to me.
I'm just saying maybe, but nobody cares. Nobody's really that racist.
I'm never walking down the street, nigger.
Well, yeah.
I mean, that's not the country we live in, you know?
Yeah,
They
yeah.
make it seem like it is, but it's not.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, if people was doing
I
that,
speak to a lot of gay people that's on the right. He says, man, I've never had so much hate towards my way because of that LGBTQ movement. I walk down the street now and people scream the F word at me
yeah.
because people are so fed up with they lump them all in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think we should kind of bully gay people a little. Just a little bit. You know,
Just
and
a
I'm
little
not-
bit.
I mean,
To
just-
keep 'em straight.
everybody should be bullied. That's the problem with kids these days. That's why every kid's transgender because there's no bullies to say, hey,
Right.
look, you weirdo, take off that dress and put on a pair of khakis. You know what I mean? We need more bullies. That's what helps us. That's why.
makes you stronger.
Yeah, like if you're, you know, that's what makes you. If you're wearing something weird, you get bullied. You stop wearing that stupid shirt. You know, your mom makes you put on some dumb pink shirt, and if somebody
Yeah.
calls you a homo, you stop wearing it. Yeah, that's the real world.
Right.
Right.
Not in
Man,
this day and
that's the
age.
America I grew up in.
Yeah, that's the America we need to go back to. Make
Yeah.
America great again. Make bullying great again, where we can make fun of the weird kid that's wearing his mom's freaking pink shirt or whatever.
Hey, dude, what happened with that one clip I saw you getting in
Marshawn Lynch.
Marshawn Lynch?
Oh yeah, are we gonna play that clip, dude?
Yeah.
Marshawn Lynch. Y'all had Derek Wolf on.
Was that here in Vegas?
That was right there in Vegas at the not New York. Play the clip. I forget. Yeah, I think that's New York Casino. Look, he hits me right there. Okay, so let me tell you this story. So he hits me, but I've confronted everybody. The other day I just confronted Pete Buttigieg and called him a homosexual.
Right.
And let me just, it kind of it's a 2-part story. So I call him a homo. He gets on the plane, and how it works when they fly with Secret Service is that he got to go on the plane first, and then the Secret Service walked on the plane with him, and I'm at the gate across from his gate. It's so crazy that he's flying on Southwest Airlines, a Boeing plane that's probably going to crash. And then, so I'm over there. I'm sitting at the gate after I call him a homosexual. And I'm tweeting. I'm like, oh man, I just ran into Pete Buttigieg, and I see the Secret Service. He's just sitting there as they board the plane, and he's looking at me. And I think, oh, I'm in the clear. Like, he's not coming after me. He's not coming after me. Then as soon as all the passengers get on, then they come up to me. They're like, sir, who are you? Let me see your ID. And I said, forget about this. Am I under arrest? I said no. So I just went in the stall and pretended that I pooped for 45 minutes, and they left. But it was scary, right? It was a little scary.
Yeah.
When I say that Marshawn Lynch scared me more than anybody's ever scared me, because his eyes got this big, and after he hit me, we're running around. So you guys know in Vegas where they have the pit, right? Like where the casino tables are. You can't go, but you can't go where the pit boss stands. That little rope.
Right.
I'm running around, and Marshawn Lynch is much faster than me.
Right.
And so
Damn running back.
dude, he's one of the best. I mean, he's Super Bowl champion. The guy's a stud when it comes to football.
Yeah.
I don't know where to run, so I run to the pit. The pit boss is like, sir, you can't get back. You can't go here. I go, this black man trying to kill me. That's Marshawn Lynch. Call security. I want security here. I don't care. And so they're like, sir, you got to leave. I'm like, no, get security here. Right? And I'm so scared. And Marshawn, even he won't go past into the pit boss because he knows he doesn't want to get arrested or whatever. And at this point, I would rather go to jail than have Marshawn Lynch beat my ass. So I sit there. Finally, the security comes, and they made us get in a cab, and they walked us to the cab. I got out of there, but I was so scared because the madness in Marshawn Lynch's eyes for taking a selfie. Right, he's in Vegas. I mean, everybody.
So you was just taking a selfie, and that's what set him off.
That's what set him off, and he got so mad. I mean, he hit me, and I was, like I said, I've with Secret Service. I've had Capitol Police. I thought I was gonna die right then and there. I literally, and I'm not trying to over exaggerate for the podcast or anything, because I knew I was dealing with a person that wasn't. I couldn't like.
There's a capacity thing going.
I couldn't reason with him, right? Because this is the sad part of that video is the best stuff wasn't even on camera because he hit my phone. So at one point I had to stop recording because I just couldn't get my phone back up. He hit it. It was like a fumble. Like he knocks my phone out of my hand. I get it, and I'm just trying to hold my phone. I'm not even trying to film because I'm really worried for my life. Like honestly worried that I'm gonna die that day. And there's no reasoning with him because even when I get in the inside the pit. He's like, get his ass, he needs to go to jail. I'm like, Marshawn, I'm a fan, dude. I like you. Like, I'm not even trying to start beef, Like, you couldn't reason with him. I mean,
You don't help me, Marshawn.
look, so this is him chasing. Look, he's chasing me. And so I'm right. You see me, I'm kind of just jogging.
What are you doing?
So, look at this.
What are you doing, Marshawn?
Look, he's right there. He will not stop following me.
Get on my...
I'm
Stop,
freaked out.
Marshawn.
I'm scared to death right there. Look, now he's going to
go.
act like, okay, so he's going to pretend like he's a fan. Watch this. Watch, so he's trying to be nice, and then watch what he does.
Marshawn, I don't want any beef. I don't want any beef.
I didn't want any
I don't
beef.
want any
Ready?
beef. I'm a...
And that's when he hits me right there.
That
He's
dude's
just,
crazy.
dude, he was, and then that's when security walks me out. And they put me right, and so y'all saw he was in an LGBTQ movie. I don't know if y'all saw that. So
No, I
at the
didn't
end
see
of
that.
Bottoms, yeah, and so it was like, how American Pie, y'all remember that movie is about losing your virginity?
Right. Yeah.
So they did a new version of American Pie. They called it
Made it
Bottoms, but it was about a lesbian having lesbian sex, losing her lesbian virginity.
Yeah,
And he was the PE coach. And the reason they said, Marshawn, black people aren't into all this gay stuff. And he said, you're right, but I got a gay sister. I'm doing it for my gay sister. That's what he said.
Oh, he's got a gay sister.
He's got a gay sister. That's what he said.
Well, that's fine, but just be gay. Just stop doing all this other stuff.
Yeah, making weird movies trying to indoctrinate children.
Yeah,
I mean,
that dude looks
That
primal.
movie is meant for children.
yeah, it was a kid's movie. I mean, it was a whatever teen movie. So
Yeah, back to Marshall. That dude looks primal in that video. Looks
Yeah.
like a lion got out his cage.
So he put you take a selfie, right? hey, Marshawn, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
And he pursues you and begins to assault you, and he doesn't get arrested.
No, and I didn't even
That's
want him
black
to.
privilege.
That
right
is
there.
a little bit. Well, I think it's NFL privilege. I mean, if he was like a homeless fentanyl addict, maybe he might have gone to jail. But I didn't want him to go to jail. You know, that's the other thing.
No, that nigga needs to go to jail.
Well, Sarah Gonzalez, who's my colleague at the Blaze,
Right, Sarah.
and Sarah loves you guys, and I love Sarah, but I've been assaulted at all this stuff or these trans rallies. And even when I get assaulted, still don't want the people to go to jail. I guess maybe I don't know why.
You just want the content.
Yeah, I mean, well, I want the
Oh
content.
man, we need to make bullying great again.
But I agree, but that's why Sarah always gets mad. She's like, you need to press charges. You need to just, fry their ass, basically. And I'm like, but, I don't know if I don't get anything out of it if they go to jail. I mean, I don't want to be assaulted, but
Yeah.
I also don't like jail.
You know what?
You're a
Marshawn-
friend of the black man.
I'm a friend of the black, white, Asian, Filipina, all of them. I love
You're a
them
friend
all.
of the colors.
Yes, of course.
Hey, but Marshawn, he got arrested out here.
DUI. He was passed out. And he was,
I wonder if it was during the time he assaulted you.
well, it was actually before that, but he was actually in town because he had to go to court, supposedly, for that. That's why he's in town.
And he's assaulting you.
He is assaulting me, and he was drunk there too. He was wasted. He was high as a kite.
Every time I see him, he's always by himself too.
yeah.
He was with one. See, that's the other thing is he was with like one other black dude and
he was.
and a black woman, and they were the ones that I was actually kind of worried about, like kicking my ass after the fact. Like I remember I told that taxi driver, I was like, "Do not even go to our hotel." We went to a hotel next door to ours because I didn't want them to know what hotel I was in.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, but I'm a pimp on a blimp. I get into hairy situations. That's what I'm all about. I love it.
That is crazy, man.
That dude looked nuts.
Yeah, he was Marshawn. He was twisted off, but
You say it was
You could smell the
intoxicated?
weed on him too, huh?
oh, he was high. He smelled the weed. But like I said, I mean, he's in Vegas. Vegas is Sin City. Everybody, and there's a lot of celebrities. You guys run into a lot of celebrities here.
I don't get out much.
I haven't.
Y'all don't? I'm just saying. I
don't
feel
really.
like I see a lot because I forget.
There's a lot of celebrities here.
I think I saw Plaxico Burress one time out here. A lot of NFL players. I mean, just they're all
The dude that shot himself in the leg.
Yeah.
Black people are outstanding since.
Yeah. Can you believe that he shot himself in the nightclub? Shot himself.
Can you
in the
think of a black guy, a good black guy anywhere? That's a professional athlete.
I'm trying to think of like
Hey, Dak Prescott, he's a good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Dak's a good guy.
Yeah, Rain, Dakota. But his mom white.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Oh,
where
that's right.
That's
He's-
where he gets it from.
Wait a minute, Dak's not black. He's biracial.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's not even black. I want an authentic black person.
Full 100%.
Ben
black.
Carson's great.
Ben Carson's
Ben
good.
Carson is making black people great again.
Who is the best black role model? I'm trying to think of when it comes to just black man who.
Well, Martin Luther King was until Charlie Kirk started going after him. Like, can we have Martin Luther King, Charlie?
Well, it's funny, and I like Charlie, but y'all see where he got killed for saying he didn't want a black pilot. That made me laugh so much, and I was like, but this is why I disagree. I go every bus driver is a black guy, so black people know how to drive stuff. I don't care. I don't mind a black pilot. They know how to drive. Every black guy drives good. I mean, what they can fly a plane. I don't give a damn. I just don't want a transgender pilot. That's where I don't care if he's black. They better not cut off their penis. That's where I draw the line.
Yeah, he said that. I think he left out some context in it. He should have said something before he said that.
Should have built up to that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want a black pilot.
Well,
He just went straight to the punch.
He's like, if I see a black pilot, I'm questioning if they're qualified. But it's like, come on. I mean, Charlie's a smart guy. He knows that they're qualified. I think he just was, just saying that.
Feeding his base, pandering to his base.
A little bit. But,
Yeah.
that's the other part about this is that we do pander, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
we all do.
We all
all
do.
do.
It is what it is. It's like
Yeah.
when you guys are on YouTube, we use clickbaity stuff. Like, I don't know why we do it, but it is what it is. We all pander a little bit, some more than others. But I think he was just trying to, say something a little bit spicy.
Right.
And it
Rile
kind
up his base a little bit.
yeah, and it kind of bit him in the butt a little. But Charlie's super successful. I don't even want to bash Charlie, but even though you know who bashed Charlie, Nick Fuentes hates Charlie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, dig it. Not a fan. He's not a fan.
Okay, so now let me tell you my turning point story. So, and I love Turning Point. I go speak at college campuses.
That's a great organization.
It is.
Getting to the college kids. Oh, that's
Turning Point is
phenomenal.
great. What
Yeah.
they built is incredible. But long story short, and I've always been friendly with Nick Fuentes, but so when I was kind of blowing up, I followed Nick. This is back when he was on Twitter. Now he's back on it, but there's a time when he was off. he's like, Alex, I want to do a podcast with you. And I said, and I was just kind of new, you know. You guys probably don't know this, but I worked for the TV show Cheaters. You guys ever seen that show?
Oh, no
yeah, I worked
way.
there for 8 years. I was one of the producers. Yeah, we catch people
You're
cheating.
kidding.
No, so I've worked in.
I love that show.
Yeah, I know. Joey Greco got stabbed. You know,
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys all about it. And I signed an NDA, so there's only so much stuff I can say, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And we'll say that off camera. My point is, I've worked in media, quote unquote, made content. I made a TV show that was distributed by Viacom. And the host of it was a guy by the name of Clark Gable. His grandfather was Clark Gable from Gone with the Wind, the famous actor. And Clark was the biggest party animal. He was my good friend. He used to do coke, all this stuff. Then I get a call from his fiancée, and she goes, Clark's dead. I go, what are you talking about, Clark's dead? She goes, I don't know. He took a fentanyl and died. What happened was Clark had the host of Cheaters, the second host after Jerry Greco, he had a prescription for pain pills. He ran out of them, so he bought some pain pills from like a Mexican dude or some dealer or something. And it had fentanyl in it, and he took 2 of them. And the reason why I say that he partied, he had a high tolerance. He wasn't like some guy that's never done a drug. And he was like a habitual user and just died. And I was so depressed and I was so sad. And the guy that owns the company said, Alex, you're going to be the next host of the show. And I was like, oh, this is so great. This is going to change my life. You know, I'm going to make more money, da-da-da-da. All these doors are going to open up. Then right when the pandemic started, we go back off hiatus and start filming the show again. They said, Alex, we still want you to be the producer, but we're not going to make you the host. We're going to hire this guy by the name of Peter Guns. And Peter Guns is this like kind of well-known rapper. I forget the song he sang. But the reason why I know it was affirmative action pick, because
he's black.
Well, he is black, and that's a little bit, but they made him change his name to Peter Panky because they didn't want to glamorize gun violence. That's how crazy they were. And yeah, he is a black guy, and the audience is, you know, we have a black audience, so I didn't even really, you know.
Yeah, black people love that shit.
That's what I'm saying. Black people like the show.
All that damn drama.
So as a producer in me, I'm like, that's not a bad idea. You know, why not? I'm just, you know, a corny white guy, but I could have done the job. And it was right then and there when I started my own podcast. And that's when I started going to city council meetings. Because when I started going and speaking at city council meetings for what I went viral for, at first I said some jokes in it, but I was serious. I was like, the pandemic, you guys are locking us down. Nobody paid attention. But as soon as I said, oh, Dr. Fauci, give me that ouchie, and I stick that booster in my butthole or whatever I was saying, you know, it took off.
Dude, if you was the host of Cheaters, you would kill that show.
I would have crushed it.
You would have crushed that show.
Because I would have mixed the pot, you know, I would have stirred it up.
That should have been crazy.
It would have been awesome. But but at the time I was really sad about it, and that's when I started my own podcast. And you know, you guys have been you know, making your YouTube, and you know, now you guys have blown up. When you're starting out, it was kind of tough.
Yeah.
Then I started to blow up. So how that connects with Nick is once I really started to catch on, all of a sudden Turning Point's like, hey, we want you to come to our events. And I didn't know that there was all this beef with Nick and Turning Point, right? So
Nick's a white supremacist.
or he's even Mexican white supremacist. But so Nick's like, hey, let's do a podcast. I was like, okay, you can come on my podcast, Conspiracy Castle, before I was on The Blaze. And I had Nick on, and we had this conversation, and it was a fun conversation. Nick's a smart guy. You know, I like Nick. You know, I like his politics. He knows what the hell he's talking about, especially a young guy. He's only 25, I think, or 24.
Yeah.
You know, really smart guy. So I have him on my podcast. All of a sudden, I get a call from Turning Point, and they're like, did you have Nick Fuentes on your podcast? And I didn't know. I didn't know there's a thing called the Groyper War. Did you guys ever heard of the Groyper War? And I had to be honest with them, and I'm talking to Turning Point. They're like, yeah, Nick Fuentes has gone after us. You know, you can't associate. You know, we don't want to be associated with Nick Fuentes, is what they told us. And I think they're honest. Nick's honest about that. And I was like, well, why? What happened? They at first thought they thought I was kind of lying, but I had no idea that Nick basically got, anytime that there's a Turning Point USA event, Nick would get Groypers to go confront them and ask about like the USS Liberty and ask about, you know, why do you have a gay? Yeah, see, I didn't know about it either.
I didn't know that,
and luckily, Turning Point almost totally excommunicated me, but I spoke to him for nearly an hour telling him I did not know about the Groyper War. I really didn't. That was the God's honest truth. And then after that, you know, for me, it's like, I was like, well, and I told this to Nick, it's like, Nick, I can't really associate with you because I work for Turning Point, you know, so it is what it is, you know. Turning Point, I think, is a good organization. Nick would disagree. And so that's why Nick and I aren't really that tight. But once again, I like Nick. I don't hate him, but he is, in that sense, like, it caused me a lot of problems. And that's what sucks is that, you know, you associate with one guy on your podcast, and then you can get canceled for it. You guys can't get canceled. You guys are almost too big to get canceled.
Turning Point has not called us in years.
They haven't, no. And they might not call me again after this. Please do. I'm supposed to speak at University of Washington in a month. So
they won't even call us to host a black event.
Really?
No.
But they'll have Candace on.
Yeah. You think so?
Well, they did. They just did an
Oh, they
event.
did?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
They're
I'm
not calling
surprised.
us.
Really?
Well, I think we're a little edgy for them.
Yeah.
No,
So,
really?
Yeah. Yeah. We're kind of edgy.
And,
No, y'all
uh,
are edgy. I'm edgy too, but
Yeah.
And we've been really critical of the Jews, so I think they get a lot
Is
of
that
Jew
why?
money.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
But that's only recent. I just think we're too
Yeah.
edgy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But like I said, I think Turning Point is a good organization.
Great organization.
And all the kids, when I go meet on these college campuses,
Mm-hmm.
like, I wish I was that awake when I was in college. When I was in
Right,
college, I was
right.
just an idiot. I was like, oh, Barack Obama's probably pretty good. You know, I kind of thought of
we got
Barack.
our first black president.
That's what I'm
This
saying.
is awesome.
That's how I was when
That's-
Barack won. I was like, this is
Yeah.
good, you know?
Yeah,
Black guy,
great
why
thing,
not? You
yeah.
know, everybody was...
Country's all downhill ever since. Fourth black guy.
And then you look into it, like you see Pizzagate and all these politicians
Yeah.
are basically drinking the blood of children, supposedly, allegedly, or whatever you want to say.
Right.
You know, I wasn't awake to all that. I listened to Alex Jones a little bit, but I was like, oh, Alex Jones is just crazy. Barack Obama's not a gay homosexual, you know. And you do a little research and figure it out. But
Yeah.
my point is, Turning Point's a good organization. Nick's a smart guy. It just sucks that we live in a world where, you know, we're just so.
They took his everything from him.
Talking about
Bank
Nick.
account. Yeah. They
Oh
took everything.
yeah, they
Took
screwed him.
everything from him, dude.